Hi guys, it's Granny Tana speaking. Welcome to this FS25 news video. We got footage from the Gamescom version of FS25. So it's still not finished. We still have 4 months or 3 months to go until we get FS25. But they made demo version for the Gamescom and for all the content creators who are not there at Gamescom. They gave us video footage that we can make our own videos, and this is my video about this video footage. I make it a little bit louder. So this is the sound of the new Valtra, and this is the gold edition, a very, very new, the biggest Valtra at all, and I'm really happy that we get it. And I saw it at Agritechnica already last autumn, and this will be my favorite tractor, I'm sure. And here we see the greenhouse for the little rice saplings. And I asked myself whether it is really grown on the ground in reality, or whether they grow it in trays like we have afterwards on our pallet, because I could imagine it's easier to grow it on trays. But I will have a look at this question. I don't have an answer yet. So, and here we see several fields. I'm not sure in which area of the map this is. I have some ideas, but I'm not really sure. And yeah, sometimes maps look different than the reality. And about this field, I got the information that if you want to make a rice field out of one of your fields, you can go into the menu and then click on the option transform it into a rice field, and then the level of the field itself goes down, and they will build something like a border around it, so some soil, and then I guess the water pump will be installed automatically that you can fill this field. But what I'm asking myself is whether you can have rice fields only on completely flat fields. I think yes. I don't know how it is in game, but in reality it should be completely flat because of the water. So if you have a hilly map, maybe there won't be the possibility to grow rice. We will see. Yeah, here we see the rice harvester that we already know, and this very small trailer in an even smaller version. We had an image of this trailer and it was higher, and now it's very, very small, and therefore I think we get it in at least 2 versions, so we can configure whether we have the low version like this or the version with double the height. And here we have a wonderful combine harvester which is harvesting the long grain rice, and it is using the GPS. And I got some new confirmation about the GPS and the helper, because there was some confusion about whether the full automatic helper will use GPS and will be able to work on asymmetric fields. And I asked in the partner Discord, and after a long discussion, I got information from Mr. Marcel that the helper, the normal full automatic helper that is working on the field, will use GPS, will work fully automatically on fields. It will make headlands and then work with this GPS course, and therefore will be able to work on asymmetric fields and won't be disturbed by trees that are close to the fields, and so on and so forth. So I'm really happy about this, because that can transform the map building immensely, because then we don't need to make all those square fields just to have a helper-friendly map. Here we see the spinach harvester again, and there were questions whether we will get smaller machines as well. So maybe I make the sound. Yeah, and the answer was yes or no, so more like we can't say anything about it. So it was no definitive no whether we will get smaller spinach harvesters. They said something like, this is the best and main model for spinach harvesting, and then we have to wait. And about the Macdon and the swathing, we also got some confirmation. Maybe I just stop it, that it doesn't jump to the next topic. The swathing mechanic will be built in the base game from the beginning, but we will only get the Macdon pack as machinery for swathing as at the time of the release. So this Macdon pack will be exclusive for swathing harvesting in the beginning, and maybe they really want to push that we pre-order. The Macdon pack is a pre-order bonus pack, so everyone who pre-orders will get it, and everyone who waits till after the release won't get it in the beginning, and in the beginning won't be able to buy it. Only later we think that they will offer it as an additional paid DLC, a small one, like they usually do. But in the beginning, if you don't pre-order, you won't get the Macdon. And there won't be any base game vehicles for swathing. But it is open for modding, so modders can build swathing vehicles, but usually that takes quite a lot of time. And maybe Giants will offer swathing machinery later. Maybe as a free update, or maybe as a mod. We don't know, and that was not something it will come, but it was a maybe. So if you are eager to harvest your crops with the swathing method, then you should pre-order to have this Macdon vehicle and the Macdon headers and the pickup header and everything you need for the swathing. So yeah, that was not so clear for me up until yesterday, I guess, and I thought they would have machinery in the base game, but they don't. So here we see a new sowing machine and a Massey Ferguson tractor, but this Novak brand is a new brand for Farm Sim, and yeah, it's quite a nice sowing machine, I would say. It is direct seeding sowing machine, and you can fertilize and seed in one go. So it could be one of my favorite sewing machines in the game. Yeah, and we will see whether we get something else of the brand new bug. And here we have the Xenoborn with it. It's really nice telehandler. And you saw it, the cabin can be raised, so you can go up and have a better look. And that makes this machine really awesome. Yeah, and here we feed the cows. And I just stop it because I have something rather new to say about the cows and the animals. There will be 3 growing stages for the cows and maybe also for other animals, but for the cows it's confirmed. There will be the very tiny calves that have problems to walk, that are wobbly on their legs, and we didn't get confirmation how long this will take, that they are hardly able to walk. Because in reality, it's maybe 1 or 2 days that they really have problems to walk, and after this they are completely able to walk. And that's in their nature, because they are flight animals. Or fleeing. I guess you know what I mean. And so they have to be able to run rather fast, and that's what happens in reality. So it won't be half a year or so that they wobble around. And so I hope that the calves will learn to walk fast. And when they are a little bit bigger, so like in the teenage time, that is the 2nd stage. And yeah, they are able to walk and jump and run and so. And what I wonder is, here in the game, those teenage cows look still rather young, still rather like a calf. And when we use the mod Enhanced Animal Systems with the young animals, this was a PC mod, we had the stage heifer for bigger teenage cows, and a heifer is usually a cow that just didn't had a baby yet, but is ready to have a baby. So just before they are pregnant first time, they are called heifer, and so they look like young adults. And those 2nd stage cows that we have in FS25, they look much younger, maybe like, so if the heifer would be compared like with a 16 or 18-year-old young woman, then those 2nd stage calves, for me, they look like more like 10 or 12-year-old kids. So very young teenagers and not young adults. Yeah, so this will stay interesting until we get further information or until the release. What age we see here exactly, and whether the young cows will learn how to walk properly after 1 day. I would consider this sensible, but we don't know yet, and so I'm really interested to learn more about it. Yeah, and something else about the animals. There were a lot of questions about what about the horses and the chicken and the water buffaloes? Will they have young animals as well? And nobody said something special about horses, but in the press release I could read the animals will have young animals, something like that. And for me it reads like all kind of animals will have their younger versions, and then we will have young horses and chicklets and so forth. Okay, so let's go on. And now we can enjoy the jumping of the little cows and the wobbling around. For me, I think they are too wobbly. That is good right behind the birth or right after birth. But here we are at a different topic. We see the ground deformation, and as you can see, it's quite strong. So if a tractor drives on a freshly cultivated field, you can see a deep impact. And then let's wait. If you work with a sewing machine, everything is gone. And so what they said about this ground deformation is it depends on the type of ground where you are driving. It's the strongest on freshly plowed or cultivated fields. When it has rained, it's even stronger, and it's not so strong on grounds like dirt, and on something like concrete or asphalt there is no ground deformation at all. And when you do something else on the field like sowing, this deformations will disappear, as we just saw. And if you don't do something on the field, they will disappear over time, or when you leave the game and come back or so. So they are not permanent, those deformations. Okay, so let's go on. And that's more or less it with this video. Here, this is our last scene with the tornado. They call it Twister, and they call it Twister because they think a twister is a small tornado, and it sounds a little bit not so heavy, and they want to transfer or say with it that those tornadoes in the game, they are not the very big and heavy tornadoes that destroy a whole village. They are more the rather smaller ones that destroy part of a field or some bales, some trees, and maybe one or the other building, but they won't destroy the whole map. And they will come around maximum once a year. So now we see them all the time, but they are not there all the time. They if you have tornadoes activated, you can deactivate it. They will come once a year or less. So we don't need to worry that we have destroyed fields every 5 minutes. Okay, that's about it. I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you for watching, and all the best. Till next time. Tschüss.